Looks like we got Jessica. Not hearing you. I probably have to unmute you maybe. Let me see
There
here.
we go.
Okay, you're unmuted. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, no, we're on video.
All right. Mike and Carla too.
Awesome.
How you guys doing?
Doing well, you?
Yeah, great.
Right
Good.
on.
How's the weather up in sunny Canada?
Good. It was nice today. We've had some productive days around the house, so that's been good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like June is the perfect time of the year in the Great North, huh? June, July.
We usually get a lot of rain in June.
Yeah.
So we're actually entering
Do you?
for the next like 30 days. We usually get like afternoon thunder showers almost every day. If it's warm, it'll rain in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
July and August are our best months
Ah, okay. Yeah.
here, where we are at anyway.
Yeah, a little bit north.
Mhm.
And Jessica, where you're in Ohio, it's pretty hot there now?
It's a little warm. We're gonna have a cold front this weekend, meaning it gets basically up to 75, which I'm perfectly cool with. I was like, hey, this is gonna be like air conditioning outside. That would be lovely. So yeah, we were supposed to have a beautiful weekend, and I'm actually really looking forward to it because our zoo has finally started to let people in. You have to make reservations to go to it.
Oh,
But I'm just going, oh, this is when I'm so glad I'm a member of the zoo because I was able to get in. And I'm going, it's going to be beautiful out. Get to take my daughter. It's going to be much fun.
Awesome.
yeah, I'm in Arizona. It is literally still 106 degrees outside right now.
Wait, what's that in?
That's hot.
Yeah.
It's like 40 Celsius. We're in
We're in
Canada.
Canada, so I'm always asking.
It's 43 in real
43.
temperatures. 43.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
too much.
that. We don't, that's very rare we get that on here.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's dry, and
Mhm.
we finished this webinar. My son and I are jumping in the pool out back, so
Nice.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. that's the way to go. That's the way
Yeah,
to go.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna have fun. I guess I should start the recording and get us underway here. But so glad that you guys could join us. Thank you for making time out of your busy schedules. I know both of you have busy schedules, so super to have.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We'll have some fun. Good community. Great. All right, so let's get ourselves going here. Oops, I gotta turn off my alarm so it doesn't go off while I'm talking, right? Here we go. And a very good welcome to all of you. We're delighted to have a special presentation this evening. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk to you tonight about ordinary people. And I've got a couple of great guests, friends of mine, but how ordinary people are becoming lead generation magnets and really developing a terrific online business in these days. So if you are interested in that, I want to thank you for joining us here today. I'm going to have them introduce themselves in a couple of minutes, but delighted to have Jessica Herzog and Mike and Carla, and they have different names, Gastola and Carla, so they're a little bit confused, but they're married but confused.
We're from Canada, so that just
Canada,
explains it all.
It's a long story.
My wife still goes by her maiden name too, so I totally get that, Carla. It's all good.
Actually, now
Hey, my
that
husband at one point offered to take my last name, but I ended up taking his. So it's all good.
Jessica,
That's actually-
you'll see when we see her name. She's got like 4 or 5 or 6 names. I don't know.
I didn't have the heart to drop any of my name when I got married. So that's part of it.
Yeah, it's good. My wife she's Chinese. Grace is Chinese, and so she goes by Grace Liu Lockett, my name, and Grace isn't even her real Chinese name, so she's got 4 names too. Jessica, we're all in good community here. I'm going to share a screen, and we're just going to have a little introduction here, folks, and then we're really here to hear from our guests tonight. But it's exciting to see, and we're all experiencing the same sort of thing, and that is how ordinary people really are becoming lead generation magnets. And, you know, when you become a lead generation magnet, it does amazing things for your business. And that's what our guests are going to share with us tonight a little bit more about. And in this presentation and their stories, you're going to be empowered to learn some really great things. And, you know, basically it's how to change your business, learning two key skills. All of us were at a virtual event a couple of weeks ago, and one of our mutual mentors, TJ Irway, said that there's two key skills to really building a successful business, and they're leadership and marketing. And so I'm going to ask these guys questions about that a little bit later, but that's what we'd like to convey with you today. Now, before we explain how to build your online business by becoming a lead generation magnet, I'd like to ask you some questions. And, you know, an important one is, you know, we're all in this social distancing, you know, and then it's, you know, social distancing with an economic downturn and now on steroids in a lot of places in different parts of the world because we're kind of fighting each other and we're locked down. Whatever trauma you're going through economically or socially or otherwise, how would it feel if you could come out of this situation with a whole new skill set that would really empower you to build your business? How would that feel? And that's something we just would like you to be in touch with. And how would it feel if you could replace slow and less successful ways of building your business? And we've all done that, had really slow and unsuccessful ways of building business. How about if you could build it fast with a system that brings people together with you into identity with your product and your opportunity and with your true selves? How would that feel? And our guests are going to be able to share with us, you know, how their experience is. But let's think about how it would feel if you could get more results in less time. And we were talking a little bit before we got started here about having fun. I know Mike's been out gardening and Jessica's going to go out and I'm going to go play with my son in the pool after we finish here. How would it feel if you could get more results without rejection, without using outdated ideas, without losing your life priorities, and in fact, leaning into your life priorities? How would that feel in your life? And our guests are going to be able to share some things about that with us as well. And how would it feel if you had, you know, the ability to fulfill your dream of being a successful entrepreneur, or as Jessica puts it, a momapreneur, I think, or
Yeah.
we use, but you know, controlling your own destiny, working from home. And I'm going to ask Mike, he's doing his little special celebration, I know, this week. So we're going to talk about that part of things. It's really, really cool to hear these success stories. But you can work from home or the backyard or wherever you choose. But how would it feel for you, folks, if you were able to fulfill that dream? And how would it feel if you could eliminate the fear? Many of us have fears of, you know, at least wasting time. Many of us have a fear of failure. And so oddly enough, sometimes we don't even try because we're afraid of failing. But what would it be like if you could eliminate that fear, that you're just spinning your wheels and wasting your time with all this online stuff, with this networking stuff, with all this stuff, and failing in online business? If you could eliminate that and actually feel empowered, how would that feel? And what might that mean to you? You know, some people say that's priceless. Some say, James, that'd be worth $1 million. Well, we might ask our guests tonight what that's meant to them, because I know they've had those sort of breakthroughs. So what is it meant to them? But what would it mean to you? And so, folks, we're excited that you're watching this presentation today. Whatever time you might listen to it, you might watch it on a recording. But as you watch this presentation, you're going to discover some really important things. And that's really how ordinary people like ourselves and our guests here have become magnetic sponsors. That's another way of talking about this whole process. And I use process because I have Canadians on the right. So I want to make sure our Canadians feel comfortable. So I process rather than process. So showing my cultural sensitivity, guys. How am I doing?
Hey.
Good. Real good, eh?
All right. See, you can make friends just by saying process. I mean, that's magnetic sponsoring right there, folks. All right. All jokes aside, we're going to learning these skills of marketing, can really transform your business. One of the things that Tim Murway identified, and also how learning leadership skills together with the marketing skill, why those two were really identified as being so important to getting great results in your business consistently and attracting the customers and the team members that you really want to be seeing in your business. So we'll also share with you, a resource where we've been learning together. We are in a community. We've been learning these marketing and leadership skills together. So I'm not going to give you my specific resource. Each of us will have a recording of this. We're all going to share our own resource back with you. We're all going to use this as a joint presentation. So, but it's going to be important for some of you to be able to dig deeper into all this. Some of you will be hungry and curious, I know, because of the success stories that you're going to hear tonight. So we'd like to welcome you to our Friday Freedom webinar. This is a webinar that my wife Grace and I, who normally is sitting right here, but she's not here today. She's actually out doing something else and couldn't make it back in time, unfortunately. She might just pop in the middle of this. But we are Grace and James. We're like Mike and Carla. We market ourselves that way. And we're here basically to assist you. I'll introduce our guests here in a second. We're both busy professionals. I come from a legal and corporate background. My wife was a fashion designer and now also still does some image consulting. So she's actually out doing some of that as we speak. But, we've been successful in those aspects of our lives. And I know my guests have also been successful in their own respects. We're going to hear their introductions and their careers. All of us know that to become successful in a new area, the easiest way is to find other successful people and emulate their success. And, we'll probably share about mentoring, we'll share about learning, follow successful people, whatever it is. And there's different paths to do that, but that's the easy path to success. Unfortunately, in my case, in my wife and I's case, we wasted a lot of time and money before we learned what we know today. And I'm gonna embarrass our guests as well by bear the truth of their process as well. And but we were told to do coffee shop meetings and hotel meetings. Actually, we were living in Asia. We lived in China, and the opportunity that we were in wasn't available in China. So we had to travel to Hong Kong. Now, fortunately, it was just a ferry ride away, but we had to get in our car and drive an hour to the port, buy a ferry ticket, get on the ferry, cross to Hong Kong, go through immigration, get on a metro, go to a meeting, hold a meeting. Then if anybody joined, sometimes they did, mostly they didn't, we'd have a training for our new team members. Then we'd get back on the metro, go to 1 hour, get on the ferry, go through immigration again back in China, get in our car and go back. That was 6 hours just traveling to and from the meeting, plus the meeting. And we had to get a babysitter for our poor son. So, I mean, that's really.
I still can't believe you did that. That just
Yeah,
blows my
that
mind.
sounds absolutely horrendous. I
Yeah,
can't
that
even.
was wacko.
Wow, that is next level.
I thought we
The
did
fact
some
that he
silly things.
had immigration both ways.
Twice through
Dude, that is
immigration. Yeah.
commitment.
Immigration. Now that's a new twist on a home-based business.
That's
Yes.
duplicatable.
Yeah, that's why so many people wanted to do that. Oh yeah, let's do that, right? So after that was so successful, I was told to buy a list of people and call them up. So it'd be 9 o'clock at night in China. It would be 9 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, and I'd get on the phone and cold call people that I didn't know who supposedly wanted to join me in my biz op, And then stuff you would do on social media, spam people's Facebook groups and buy email lists and send strangers emails, all great stuff. And sadly, a lot of people still do some things like this, and so we do, folks, have a better way, and that's what's exciting. So we've learned that serving the market and providing value, and you're going to hear that theme coming through loud and clear from all of us today. Having systems and making all that easily duplicated, those are real keys to building successful businesses. And Tim Murway said it's marketing and leadership, but you see this a little bit more in detail about some of those themes, but we're going to hear that as consistent themes from our guests. Now, we've had, raised some good times. We personally have sponsored over 3,000 people in our businesses since we started to learn these skill sets in the last 3 years. We built up a team of already over 40,000 people at one point. That sounds great, doesn't it? And I wish that was still the case. We've also endured losing our team due to a 3-letter regulatory agency shutting down the company that we were with. And because of the skill sets that we've learned and the brand that we were able to build up, and we'll explain what that means too. I know all these guys can do that. We could confidently rebuild. And so, we've come into a period of freedom. We've moved, we resigned our jobs and we moved to the United States 2 years ago. We've attained freedom. And now what we do, like our friends here, we help other affiliate marketers and network marketers really to attract more prospects and recruit more team members into their businesses, and do that on an online basis, literally now finally from home. So we went from failure and mediocre results in network marketing to enrolling in bulk and building a large team in less than a year. And that's a skill that we found we can duplicate again and again and again. So that's our background, but we'd like to share with you some of the secrets to our success real quick. And we're not unique. That's the great news for all of us. So there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people who are learning and benefiting from these same skill sets, and you can learn them too. So now I'd like to hear from our guests, and let's introduce them. We were joking before about long names. Look at that one. Jessica Blair Sebastian Herzog, and but out of Cincinnati, Ohio. So welcome, Jessica. Great to see you. And
Great to see
we're
you.
gonna find out how you have so many names and what's the backstory there. And then we're going to hear from this cute couple here as well, out of Calgary, Canada, Mike and Carla. And great to have you guys online.
Thanks for having us.
So why don't we let me unshare, but really want to hear a little bit about your stories. So I'm going to stop the PPT and let's tell us a little bit about your background, your story, how you got involved in this wacky industry, and what got you interested in a home-based business, and kind of where you're at as well. And Jessica, you tell your story as you'd like. We'll start with Jessica, and then you guys come on if you could. But let me share the screen so we can see you properly. Welcome.
Yeah, that's cool. And you know what? The timing was perfect, because literally my daughter, as you were wrapping up, was giving me a hug goodnight and then was going.
There you go. That's a home-based business.
Oh yes, very much a home-based business. And then it's just like, praise the husband, like, okay, you're doing bedtime. Sweet.
You got the bedtime.
It's a team sport. It takes a village. Yeah. So to answer your question about, how did I get into this? If you asked me, so many years ago, would I ever do this? I would have said, hell no. It would have been no, I'm not going to do it. And that was despite knowing very well what a solid business model it was. Now, it was very much grazed over in undergrad and grad school, but they did cover it. And I'm going, yeah, that's a legit model. Makes sense. But, pride gets in the way. So fast forward, I'm using products, I love them. And then becoming a mom changes your priorities, obviously. And so I decided to host a party for one of my friends. And afterwards she goes, oh, well, here's how much you would make if you were actually selling it. I'm going, that actually covers my habit, is how I like to call it. It covers the cost of my habit. So, all right, well, if at minimum it helps me pay for what I'm already using, sweet. Wasn't really serious about it at all. And then over time, I realized, wow, all this professional development that I'm getting is awesome, because it was showing up in how I was presenting myself in the corporate world. That was a win. And it wasn't until almost a year into it that I realized, wow, I legit actually want to build this. Now let me try to figure out how to build it. In doing so, all of my business upbringing was in direct conflict with everything that I was being taught. Like, oh, make a list of 100 people, talk to basically anyone who breathes, anyone who has skin, they're a prospect, No, it made not a lick of business sense to me. And it was frustrating, because I figured, well, they have been successful. It's not like my sponsor is just starting out in the company. No, this person had, achieved the highest parts of it. So it wasn't like I was working with someone who didn't know what they were doing, but we are taught to teach people how we built, regardless of whether or not it still works. And I was getting incredibly frustrated because it made no sense and I had very little to show for all the effort. On top of probably being far more sleep deprived than I ever knew I was, because at this point my daughter's now a year old and I'm just like, oh, shoot me. But it was like, I want to make this work because I was finally hitting that breaking point of, thought, Jessica's supposed to climb the corporate ladder. She's supposed to do this. And I realized that doesn't really get me going. It doesn't, fill me up where I feel like it could run on fumes forever. Yet when I've got a client who's got great results, oh man, I'm on cloud 9 for weeks. So the fulfillment wasn't there. And that's when I started looking for a different way to do it. And when I did, it was this makes sense. It makes business sense. It makes this. Let's try this. And very quickly, there was a huge shift in my business. And it's definitely a long-term strategy. It's not like, boom, here's a lot of people. Because I like to use the analogy of in Mean Girls, the popularity of Katie Heron. There's some scene in there where this one girl's like, oh, Katie Heron, she had flip-flops with, sweatpants. So I got sweatpants with flip-flops. And it's like, I don't have that influence over people. So how do I help get that influence to help guide people? So then when I say, hey, check this out, they're completely game for it. I knew I didn't have it. So by utilizing methods that we've been learning from Tim Irway and our other mutual friends, it has been a game changer.
Yeah, very cool. And tell us your kind of commercial background or business background. What were you doing before you were doing this? So, and you may still be doing a little bit of it. But,
right. Because I will definitely tell people, do not quit your day job until you have met and exceeded your current income. Because if you do it beforehand, there is no success story, because then you're actually taking a couple of steps back. So my corporate background, what is interesting is I've done everything from working at a open innovation consulting firm, specialized in Fortune 100 clients, basically matching up the what's possible with what's desired in the marketplace. And it's really cool to actually see some of the stuff from that come to fruition years after the fact. I was like, I worked on that. That's actually really cool. Then a few little jobs in between, and then got into grocery sales of all things. Needless to say, COVID has been interesting. It has not been, like a vacation during quarantine. It's been busy. But it's just different. It's like, okay, whoop-de-freakity-do, it's groceries. It's hard to get excited about it. I get to work with some great clients as a result of it, because there are some manufacturers that I work with that I love and I adore, and I will recommend their products till I'm blue in the face. And there's other ones where I'm like, yeah, it's just like, check, yeah, I serve you, it's all good. But yeah, that is the corporate background. And so I've been doing the sales part for the last, 6.5 years. So a little bit of everything in between. I mean, heck, I've even got TV production in there as well. So all of it has led me to this point, no doubt about it.
Wow, very, very, very nice background. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's go to the Great North. Tell us your story, Mike and Carla.
Ladies first.
No, I don't.
First, all right.
Oh, dear. So we have a long, deep history in network marketing, starting out 9 years ago.
Yeah, almost 10 now. Yeah.
Almost 10 years ago, when Mike first surprised me with a big brown box on our doorstep unexpectedly. And it was a whole whack load of product. And he went full in with just the intention.
I don't do anything small.
No. Biggest box you can get, Mike got. But his intention was just to regain his health. So
I didn't even know it was network marketing.
No.
I just wanted, I saw a solution that my friend had, and I wanted what he got.
Yes.
I wanted the results that he had. I had no idea what network marketing was.
So he ordered the biggest package you could get to make sure he got the results that he was looking for.
I wanted
I wanted the
Big
results.
result, you need a big box, right? That's
So,
logical.
yeah, and so we're
I
opening
respect
Big
that.
box, big results.
big box, big
Yeah,
results.
yeah.
all the products you can imagine. I think he almost bought everything in the company at that time. No, anyway, long story. So he was testing the product. He had these phenomenal results. In fact, he lost a lot of weight, like probably about
55 pounds.
55 pounds.
Cool.
So all of a sudden, you see someone lose a lot of weight. So everyone's asking Mike, hey, Mike, what are you doing? What are you taking? What changed? And he was just like, I'm just taking the stuff in this box. And everyone was like, okay, cool. And that's all you're doing. He's like, oh, we'll exercise with most of the stuff in the box. And all of a sudden we had this business, but we had no idea that we were like, we had no intent. We just were sharing.
Yeah.
Sharing openly.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden all these people were asking, and before we knew it, we look in our back office thing that we didn't know what it was at the time, and there was like $5,000 in it. Like, sorry, what?
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
And then we were getting these awards in the mail, and we're like,
Carla's like, you got another one of these awards. I keep throwing them in the garbage. And we're like, what is this thing? So all of a sudden we had
no clue.
people
We're
like our upline, our direct upline and their upline, they were 7-figure earners.
Yeah.
So they're on the phone and they're calling us and they're like, you guys really got to dive into this. And at the time I had just opened a brick and mortar business. I'd operated a construction company. We did site carpentry, like high-end carpentry in big houses, and we shifted it into a manufacturing facility. So these guys were talking to me about network marketing, and I still didn't understand. Even though we were making money, I was like, you know what, like, I don't have time for this. I just opened a brick and mortar business, no. Yeah. But then the money kept coming. So we're like, okay, maybe there's something to this, right?
Yeah.
So we started building. And then when we actually started putting effort to it and started doing all the things that they taught us to do,
Like, yeah,
just flatlined.
we just sucked.
We turned everybody we turned everybody off.
Yeah. That's all we did was talk about it.
Yeah.
Because then we became aware that we had something pretty powerful because we had watched the plan. We knew how to draw circles on a napkin, and we were like, okay, we're off to the races. Here we go.
Yeah.
And so then, unfortunately, we got really stuck because we had this fast success, thought it was all easy, told people it was easy.
And my results weren't exactly duplicatable.
Yeah.
I mean, they could, if you were dedicated to the product. I mean, and I did it to the T, and I was very dedicated to it. And not everybody was willing to do that, especially with the product we were using at that time. It was a full lifestyle switch, which isn't duplicatable. So the people we were bringing in weren't having the same results with the product, right? And we didn't have systems to teach them. And we were just like, oh yeah, no, you just got to get 2, and they get 2, and we're all good. So just get 2, right? So that was our approach.
Our approach, and our marketing was, I have a business background too, so I always thought it was a little odd. I'm like, this network marketing is really weird because they just want me to talk to 2 people and them talk to 2 people and post these before and afters, but there's got to be more to it. Like, I just kept thinking there's got to be something more to it. And same with Mike, because we're business people, so we're both like, there's something a little off about this. Like, it's not working for us. So long story short, Mike actually went to another opportunity.
Well, because our 7-figure upline left for this opportunity. So I was like, this was when this was a few years into it, right? And we're like, when we saw the vision of network marketing, we knew we wanted to do something there. So we're like, okay, this will breathe life into our business again. Shiny object syndrome, squirrel syndrome, whatever you want to call it. And because I was like, okay, well, our upline was making multiple 7 figures. I was like, if he's gonna make this switch, this has to be huge. This is gold. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Ground floor opportunity. Woo, like amazing. So we jump in, and it was awesome at first. We all of a sudden we were building a team. We were making money, and it turned to be a total scam.
So then we had this problem that we knew was a very big problem because we had gone to our friends and family and we had built everyone from our friends and family. And then we had sold them something that was a scam, and like, yeah, they had a product, but it wasn't going to do anything for them. So
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands of
Like we had
dollars.
friends and family spend, $3,000.
So where do you go from there? Because you cannot start a new opportunity and go back to your warm market again. And that's when we realized, okay, Mike went out and I was done with the business. I was so over it. But Mike was very stubborn and dedicated. And it's like, I'm going to find a different way. I'm going to find a way to do something different. And he started, scrolling on Facebook, following someone on Facebook who was doing really well. And then we learned that we needed to get a skill set, and we knew we needed to actually totally transform how we built our business. And so that's what we did. And now we are having success. It took time to implement and time to build. However, it's totally game changing.
Yeah.
And we don't rely or haven't talked to a friend and family about anything.
We haven't prospected a friend or family in 18 months. Most of our friends and family have no idea what we do.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
What is that thing you do on Facebook? I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah. So
We make money.
Make money on Facebook. Yeah.
yeah. So I think for us, as we went along, I'd say back to everybody, everything in network marketing, we've learned a lesson. And every time we've evaluated and figured out, okay, now what can we do better, or what, so I look back on the past and say, well, that's helped us to get to here. So.
Oh yeah, we've learned a lot of lessons along the way. And one is resilience. but it's like once we saw the vision of network marketing and we knew we wanted to build here, we were committed to doing that. Me more so than Carla after the our incident, but I was like, I know we can do this because I knew people that were successful. So that's when I got resourceful and started digging like you guys did, and found a resource to teach the skills that we need to build an actual business, not just be a rep, but build a business and own our business and be able to scale that business.
And just to close this out, Norma, I'm going to ask you some more questions here and dig a little bit deeper. But Mike, why don't you share what's happened this week?
Well, actually, this is week 2, but on
week 2, okay.
At the end of May, I retired from a 20-year career in construction and carpentry, and I'm full time in our online business now.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah, isn't that
Thank
cool?
you.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's been good. Excited to have more time to work with our team and help a lot of other people achieve the same goal. Make hump day a relevant term in as many people's lives as possible.
Yeah, I love that too. All right, guys. So those are the backgrounds of our guests, and we're kind of delving a little bit further here, which is great. Like to just make you aware, just remind you, success leaves clues. So you're hearing really some fascinating success stories here, and it just means you should model what works and let go of what doesn't. And that's what I found just as important as learning what works is letting go of what doesn't, because many of us came in with wrong ideas and wrong training and even wrong mindsets. But that's really important. So now we're going to talk more about how ordinary people, and I'm going to really drill down with our friends. I got a couple of questions for them, but how you also could become a lead generation magnet like Jessica and Mike and Carla, and like many of us others that have been learning these essential skills. All of us now, if we didn't realize it before the shutdown, the lockdown, we need to realize that using the internet, our business is no longer an option. The current situation, with people forced to stay at home, makes it clear we're all now digital networkers or digital network marketers or digital attraction network marketers, or probably a lot of different ways, digital magnetic sponsors, a lot of different ways we can say it. But the key word here is digital, folks, something you can do from home using the internet. And unlike myself with that ridiculous 6-hour commute to do something that was never a home-based business, because I was actually emigrating to another country every weekend, you can actually do it from your home. So as we recognize that now we are digital networkers, what can we do really to become more effective, serve more people, and by serving others also receive value back to us. And this is, kind of the law of attraction, the law of sowing and reaping, laws of the universe, whatever you want to call it. It's a universal dynamic that if you serve more people, the market, the world, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, will serve you back value in proportion to what you've served out. So we're going to hear that theme. And so I want to hear more from our guests. Here they are. Here, I love those photos. Great photos, guys. You can tell these are marketers, can't you? Those are beautiful photos. Well done. But let's start out here. I mean, all of us have had our different sorts of experiences. We've had our ups and downs and our struggles. I shared with you some of the ridiculous things that I've done. So now it's your turn. Share with us some of your kind of ups and downs. I don't know if you like Mike and Carla, you shared you were shut down once because of a regulatory agency as well, or a scam, I guess it was. But let's dig in a little bit into that, and then what you did to overcome those things, because I'd like people to see that, because often we focus only on the negative and we think, well, it just doesn't work. But you guys have had your ups and downs, I'm sure. Let's share those ups and downs and what it took to get past that. So again, who wants to go first?
Jessica, go ahead.
All right. There's plenty of ups and downs, and one of my mentors said, this is all content for you to share up on stage at some point, because it makes people realize, oh, they went through that too, or something similar to it. I had seen plenty of people plaster their Facebook walls where it was basically a billboard for their opportunity or their product. And I thought, oh, I'll never do that. Guilty, did it. And people were so turned off by it that if I even remotely said anything, even inadvertently connected to it, they'd be like, oh, I don't want to hear about that. I wasn't going to talk about it. But because I had done that for a long enough time, it had done some damage that honestly, I'm probably still mending as we speak. I did the mass copy and paste messages. And with every copy and paste, I could just feel every bone in my body just go, this just feels wrong. And if you do too many of them in a short amount of time, Facebook will lock you out. I see you at yes. It will lock you out. So do not do that.
And Jessica, you and I talked last week, and we both come from professional backgrounds.
Right.
The common thing we found was we got into this, and I'm a lawyer, right? You have your own professional background, and to be a lawyer on the phone, cold calling people and copying, pasting spam messages, that just didn't fit with who I am.
Right.
It felt very, very, very unprofessional.
Oh yeah, it feels very unprofessional, and it feels icky. It feels so icky. And the fact that we had multiple successful people who were at the tippy top of our organization who actually did it in record time, like up to the top, you're going, how in the world did they do this? Oh, well, I'm sending so many messages a day on Instagram, and I'm going, you're messaging up to 500 people a day on Instagram? What? I mean, it made no logical sense whatsoever. And so, I did all that. I mean, probably where I hit probably one of the rock bottom moments was when I was struggling. No one would host for me. So I was like, screw it, I'll host. No one showed up. No, including people who said they were, and they were literally canceling, like, oh, well, this came up literally last minute. By the time it was all done, I remember crawling on the couch like an infant wanting to curl up and die, bawling my eyes out, having my husband try to tell me it's okay. You'll get him the next time. And all I could think was, if I even feel like doing it next time, because it was such a blow. Because I'm going, I did everything that I was supposed to do, because let's face it, you want to learn from people who've been successful, right? Well, these people have been successful. This is what they were teaching me. And, through all the ups and downs, what was fascinating is that, I'm at my global training conference and I've got my immediate upline with me. And, we start talking throughout the whole thing about, oh, I'm dabbling in this. So after basically everyone else within our team has already caught their flights back home, we're sitting in the lobby of the hotel chit-chatting. And we were just amazed to find out that we were basically doing the same thing, just with different organizations to help build our business online, where we didn't basically have to do all this craziness of talk to everybody within 3 feet sort of thing. And it was just this huge weight lifted off of both of our shoulders, because it gave me validation of, okay, I'm not nuts if my immediate upline is doing basically the same thing. And oh yeah, when she realizes, oh, one of her downline people gets it, this means we can actually use it with more people on our team. So it was just this awesome light bulb moment for both of us, that now when we see our, I guess, the next generation upline and the sidelines, they're like, okay, so we're going to do a challenge this month where you have to book so many parties. And I'm texting her like, I'm excused from this BS, right? She just, yeah, because she knows how I'm building, and she knows that I'm basically going slow in order to go fast. Yes, there's stuff coming in, but you really do have to focus in on the skill set that you are trying to learn and hone in on, because early on with learning this stuff, I was basically going through shiny object syndrome of, oh, look at that. Oh, look, versus just hunkering down and just doing it. And through some really good mentorship where they gave me the tough love of, if you want to do this, you've got to put your blinders on and just do it. And if you have to put your primary company on the back burner for a while in order to really hone in on these skill sets and get good at it, it will be worth it, versus trying to juggle both of this on top of being a mom and everything else. That was really hard for me to hear, because I am an overachiever and a workaholic. So when you tell someone who's that with an A-type personality, we don't take it very well. And it was just like, you think about it, you let me know in about a week, where you are. And that whole week, I was torn in so many different directions, because it was like, well, I don't want to put this on the back burner, but I understand why. And ultimately it was all right, I have to shift my priorities for a little bit, because I know that in the long term, it will be worth it. And the fact that there is so much momentum with one of these avenues right now, it's almost like it's a waterfall over into the network marketing business without me really focusing on it, which is a huge plus, because ultimately it's like, hey, let me just focus on being me and doing my thing. And through all those ups and downs, yeah, it has helped a lot. It's more of an emotional roller coaster versus, oh, here's, all these craziness with other things. But that's really where it came down to, was realizing, okay, if this is what I want to do, this is what I need to do in order to achieve it. And having accountability partners along the way that give me those gentle reminders of, remember what you're trying to do? Okay, well, this is what you need to do. And sometimes that's really some of the best mentorship that you can have, is just the accountability.
Yeah. No, that's a great story. All right, how about you guys? Carla, Mike? You're muted.
We're muted. There we go. Sorry. Our we got a thunderstorm going on here. Like we said, we get afternoon thunder boomers this time of year. All right, so our internet hopefully doesn't drop again. But yeah, we've done it all. We have literally tried everything. One of the funniest things we did is when we decided, okay, we're with our first company, like, okay, we're doing this, we're gonna build, and we really started diving in. We're like, okay, we'll host a party, like an event, right?
An event.
So we book a room at a Ricky's diner, and my parents, they're involved in a motorcycle riding group, right? So they had a group of about 20, 25 people, and we asked my parents to see if we could do a presentation for them. And because my parents have good influence in that group, or maybe they just said, my kids are coming to do this. You
Just
have a
listen.
choice, just listen.
Just listen.
They accepted. So
Yeah.
we went to the extent of arranging a Zoom call to interview the chief scientist of our company.
Mm.
So we could ask specific questions that would help this group of people that we were presenting to, because we kind of understood their age group, what they were doing.
We
you know.
knew a little bit that we needed to market to them, but we missed one really important piece that we'll tie in after. Like,
So,
we knew a lot about that we needed to talk to them in a way that they would relate to with the product. That's all we knew.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we spend a couple weeks
Couple of weeks. It was a
at
long
least
time.
getting prepared for this thing, and get all of our shakes ready to present to the people at this event. And we get up there and we do our spiel, and we're like, yeah, this is great. And
25 people. This is gonna like get us to the next rank. This is gonna be a complete home run. Like, this is our night. This is like our business is gonna get back in momentum again.
yeah,
Woo!
yeah, this is it. This is
the big one.
TSN turning point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we do the presentation, and we were so like kind of blinders that we didn't realize that the 25 people that we were speaking to were more interested in their deep fried food and beer than they were in our shakes and cleanse products. So they were all gracious enough to fill their name in on our sheet and act like they were interested, and we didn't get a single follow-up from that. Nothing.
No, they weren't even all gracious enough to put.
Not all of them, but quite a few of them did. But
Okay.
so we did that, and then I did the copy paste messages to the point of being thrown in Facebook jail. We literally just prospected everybody we could, and then that's when we found.
And no one was safe from us either. So it was like, our kids play a lot of sports, competitive sports. And so we would take our shaker bottles everywhere. We were just, like, position them, they'd be in every single photo. If you could put a photo in the background and it would kind of be pointing to the side, so you could try to see,
sneaking in there,
Product placement.
product
Yeah,
placement.
product
yeah.
placement.
That's what my undergrad was in. I was going to be like the person who was responsible for, hey, the Coke can is turned just the right way in the frame. Oh yeah, that's how I was planning on making a living.
Yeah.
Then 2008 happened.
Yeah.
So yes, I know exactly what you're doing, and I've totally done it.
Yeah, so we tried everything, and we were coachable. Like, that was our thing. If our upline said to do it, we would go and do it. And if our upline said you need to do more of the thing that didn't work, we would go and do it. So, I think a lot of people in this industry, you want it so bad that you're willing to do whatever someone says to do because you have that big dream. And so we just kept doing it, and it wasn't fulfilling at all because our results.
Yeah. So in the midst of the company we joined that turned out to be a product flop, that's when I came across like lead generation and the community that we're part of now. So through that process, going through the mentorship, and I actually came very close. Well, Carla and I became very close with the affiliate that introduced us to this, and he mentored us quite heavily in lead generation and through it all. So he witnessed the whole bumpy road of the crash of the company we were with, and through that we developed a relationship, and we decided we would join his opportunity. So here we go again, third company building. We're gonna do it this time. This is our home. So we get going, and again, we had really good success, and we had a good system this time that we could follow because this team had built some attraction marketing processes. So we followed those, and again, we were coachable, and we did it, and we started making money, and it got to a point where we plateaued again because we do have a fair amount of influence within our network. So we were able to, even though we had the scam before, we had people, because we had a way to attract people to us instead of saying they needed our product, we were able to rebuild again. So we did that, and we ground through that for a couple of years. And we actually went to a high-level mentorship mastermind retreat last summer with Tim Irway, Kate McShay, Whit and Carey, a bunch of the, Brandy. So we were there, and we did this thing called the hot seat, where we would sit and we would analyze each other's businesses. And it was funny because a couple of our friends were sitting up in this hot seat, and it was funny because it was a hot seat. It was behind these big paint like windows, and the sun was blaring on you in these leather seats. So not only are you're getting a peer review, but you're cooking in the sun. So we were listening to another couple talk, and they're talking about their alignment with their company. A personal alignment and feeling connected, not only to the team, but to the product itself and the company culture. And it's kind of, we had this aha moment. And at the end of that day, it was a 10 hours of digging deep, and like, you guys have been to EMP events, what they do to you at these events. They tear you down and they build you back up, and you're a slobbering mess by the end of it, but you're 10 times stronger. So
tell us more about how horrible you felt. No,
So exactly. So how bad was that? Really tell me how bad that was. So
pretty much.
We'd get up into our room, and we both looked at each other, and we just said, I'm done. We're done. We had enough. We were just like, we're done with the company. It's just, we've struggled. We've done everything.
What we were doing was, we made a personal connection with someone, and we were not being business minded about it. We were building a business based on the
loyalty to our upline.
And so to us, it was like, this person was an amazing mentor to us, and we didn't want, it was not a business decision anymore. Like, all of a sudden we were in friendship mode.
Yeah, we let emotions get in front of our business. Because we felt I don't know, kind of a obligation to our upline to follow through, because they had poured so much into us. But it just, when we went through this process, we realized, like, we're not happy. We're making money, but we're not truly happy. So we decided that we would shift away, and we flipped network marketing on its head. We went out and we interviewed leaders. We started prospecting leaders instead of leaders prospecting us.
I love that personally. I love the fact that you're sharing stuff going, ooh, I want to hear about this.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So we went on a bit of a journey. We decided we had some ideas of what we wanted personally to be involved with. So we got our key products and companies that we wanted to look at. And then we started interviewing leaders to see what their processes were, see what they could do and how they could.
We're much wiser now, because we made a lot of mistakes, right? So we had a list, like, we made up an evaluation list. Like, we thought, okay, let's not just be kind of takers, like, of whatever opportunities in front of us because someone says it's the right thing for us at the right time. Like, let's drive this car, because now we know we've learned a lot and we've made a crap ton of mistakes. So let's just get this right. So yes.
Yeah. So it was a long process. We literally, so last August, we started this process. We stopped building with our company. We decided we were going to focus primarily on our affiliate marketing company, our business, and our leadership development, our personal development, because all of this that we've been doing this whole journey is building us to be the leaders we need to be to build for the business we want to have, right? So we it took until 3 months ago till we started rebuilding again. But in that, the processes we have, we rank advanced 2 times in our first 30 days. Our upline continually calls us saying, I'm trying to keep up to the people you're adding to the groups. Just give me time, I'll get them approved. And we have, literally 15 to 30 conversations a day. And it's all through the lead generation systems that we've developed.
And we took a time in that break to really hone those, like similar to Jessica, like what you said, to just get laser focused on learning that skill.
Yeah. So Jessica took a pause from her company that she's still with, whereas when we stepped away, we're like, okay, we're going to just laser focus these skills. Yeah. And then in that time, when we did get laser focused, so in the affiliate end of the business, since last August, as of June 1st, we've 50x'd our business.
Nice.
Wow. Wow. You know, let's hone in on that on this one, guys, because I think that's a really important point. And my experience was also the same. So I built up a network marketing company, you know, really blew it up in 2017, 2018, early part of 2018. And I resigned from my job. And my wife stopped her business and we moved. You know, we then thought we've got it. We're here. You know, my part-time gig equals my full-time job income. I'm resigning. This is it. Hallelujah. Off we go. And we moved from Asia to the United States. And then the company stopped paying and the SE, you know, the 3-letter deal. And, you know, so I had to start over. And what I also did at that point is exactly what you guys are describing. I call it my back to basics season, back to basics. And I just said, I know I can do it now, but I'm just going to refine how I am, refine my mindset, refine my skills, and then start over again. And so we've been doing the same thing. And I think a lot of us find that. The analogy I like is this bow and arrow. You know, we've all probably heard this, but a lot of people, this is what Jessica was talking about too. Let me see if I can get it so you can see me. There we go. See my bow. But the bow, you pull back the screen and it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger before you release it. And then the arrow shoots off. But it looks like you're going backwards, but you're actually becoming more powerful.
That's really powerful.
I love that analogy.
Mhm.
And it's interesting that all three of us are describing that experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I got more questions. We're going to dig deeper. You're not going to get away with what you just shared. No way.
You're
no
practicing what you've been taught. I love it.
Yeah, I'm practicing. Of course, we're modeling that. And what we just did, you know, that was story of struggle, right? So now we're going to do story of triumph. That's code. That's internal code. But share with us, guys, your experience of how learning these marketing and leadership skills through the community we've been in has impacted your life and your business. You shared a little bit already, but unpack, a little bit more, to the extent you haven't already. Share a little bit more about, the before and after.
For sure.
Well, I was going to say that before we didn't have a pipeline because we didn't understand how to actually target. We didn't have a target market. We didn't understand any of that. So what we would do was just be wondering every day where we were going to get our next person.
Yeah, we never knew where our next prospect was coming from, and we were just kind of throwing mud at the wall, hoping something would stick.
So when we learned attraction marketing skills, we learned a way and a system of how to generate leads. So now we know, okay, consistently when we're running an ad, we can expect, based on our budget, this many people to be coming to us every day for conversations. And then from there, we build our email list, which I think if anybody, that was game changing for us, learning copywriting skills and understanding the power of an email list, because your email list, I say social media is your rented space. So, that's not yours, you don't own it. But your email list, that's your huge asset and you own that and you can take that anywhere with you. And so we've built up a very powerful email list. And through that, we continue to have exposure and influence. And that has been one of the reasons why we've had success so fast in our new opportunity, is because we branded ourselves.
That's one thing we should touch on, because James, we're doing what you were doing. We're building with a company that isn't even available in our country.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we're doing that now, but we don't have to go through immigration. We just hop online and
hop
do it
online,
virtually,
which is
right?
awesome.
Or send an email to our list.
Exactly. So there's a lot of power in learning the skills to create your leads, because not only can you, have affiliate offers to provide to them, but you can have another opportunity to provide to them. So for us, there's so many different ways to help people and serve people once you have leads coming in. And I think that's really the beauty of it, is that we're able to help anyone, all the three of us, build a business, regardless of what they're looking for. We can help them. So new opportunity, we can help them. Want to hone in on their skills, we can help them. And that's powerful.
Yeah. And so the whole process of learning these marketing skills, the targeting skills, the copywriting skills, those are all great. those are all amazing what our community teaches you. You know, it's a tool that we have. But one of the most amazing things through this whole journey is the leadership development, I find. I think that's the most valuable thing that comes from our community, because we can teach you to drive traffic to your site 15, 30, 100 people a day, 1,000 people a day. But if you don't have the skills to handle those people, to nurture those people and actually teach those people to build something, what good is 100 leads a day, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
it's,
really
it's
powerful.
very
Thanks for sharing
very
that.
important that you have those leadership skills. And you know, Tim and Fernie and Kate and JT and all those people in our community, I mean, they pour their heart and soul into helping us develop those skills. And you know, not only in our business, I mean, it helped me immensely in my brick and mortar business. The skills that I learned here, they helped me develop a stronger team that actually gave me a company that was sellable, right? They through simple strategies of attraction marketing, I did $300,000 in sales through Instagram stories for our business in a month on Instagram stories for free, right? So it's amazing strategies that you can learn. And then again, the leadership that they pour into you and the personal development, that's the most priceless thing for what I find, what we've learned. Yeah, the ads are one thing, but
well, the thing is that you also need to have the right mindset to be able to bounce back from the things that are going to happen to you as an entrepreneur. And you really need to learn to be resourceful and evaluate. We used to be an emotional roller coaster before we learned this type of training. And now we can just take a breath.
And there was times through this journey where we were just like, you know, what are we doing? Like, just keep banging your head on the wall. It's just like, but because of the leadership, because of the people, the community like yourselves, right, that we've connected to, we have the resources that we can go to and say, hey, I'm kind of stuck here. And they help us get resourceful. They help you get out of that judgmental state where you just stay stuck and nothing's going to happen, right? And that's been one of the, in that leadership development is really learning to stay in an evaluated state.
Yeah.
It's very well said.
All right, Jessica, how about you?
You know, it's one thing to say, hey, we're going to teach you how to have the leads come through a funnel and use all this technology. Because, I mean, you have people like Brandy who couldn't copy paste. And then Maddie, who I think the world of, Maddie grew up Amish and she is rocking it. And I'm just
love her story.
Oh, I love Maddie's story so much. And I met her at the No Excuses event in Vegas last year. And we're like, oh, we're both from Ohio. Sweet. Okay. And, you know, that's how we kicked it off. And, you know, the fact that, yeah, we could teach you those types of skills, but developing that soft skill set is so incredibly valuable because, I mean, the fact that I had people in the office say, you're better at that now. You're better. I'm like, yeah. You just, your whole confidence gets built up and it shows elsewhere. And while I'm not saying, hey, you know, completely throw away, you know, just general networking. If someone says, oh, do you happen to have something for this? Yeah, I do. You know, and vice versa, just from a normal networking. Like, there's nothing wrong with normal networking because if you know a plumber or an electrician, yeah, help your fellow man out because it's very much that giver's gain of just trying to help others. And it doesn't necessarily have to be with your business opportunity or your products, because if you're willing to help people just in the general scheme of things, they will remember that about you. And so, yes, I'm still part of networking groups. So you could say that that's still old school, but I see it as a means of, hey, I'm helping the greater good and it will come back tenfold. So just the other day, they're like, hey, will you present some stuff to my office? Because we're thinking about getting healthier with stuff. Yeah, sure, my pleasure. And it didn't feel like the icky stuff that I did before. Because
they asked you.
They asked, exactly. And it was
it changes everything.
Oh, it changes everything. And I'm just going, this is what it's like to present something and not be like, okay, please, please, please. No, they're just like, oh, here's my card. Here's what I want. Whoa, it's a very different experience. And it's because I did that mind shift of, let me just give value and help others. And it feels so much better because leaving that whole thing, I'm like, I feel good, and just being able to do that, it helps your skills. I guess you want to say on and off the court, I guess is one way of looking at it, because it shows up elsewhere in your life for the better. And so you can't discount that skill set. And this community is absolutely incredible. It is by far, it's up there, because I actually, in the old school networking, ran into one of the people who's in our networking group. He goes, oh yeah, Fernie and Tim, yeah, I worked with them so many years ago. I'm like, wait, what? This was the first time I'd ever talked to someone who wasn't in network marketing, who knew of these folks and had worked with them. Like, oh yeah, they're awesome. You're in really good hands. And I'm going, okay, I got complete third-party validation with that one conversation, because it's one thing to talk to fellow network marketers about it. Yeah. But to have someone who is not in network marketing, who had got training and mentorship from this community, and it was a handful of years ago, and still thinks incredibly highly of them, that speaks volumes, because this community rallies behind each other. The story with Becky and her family is a perfect case in point. It still breaks my heart. It's been a month and it's just like, ugh. But this community, you can reach out and celebrate your highs and your lows. And they are there at the ready to cheer you on or pick you back up or whatever you need, because this community, what's beautiful about it is that it's made up of people from all different companies that want to see you succeed. So it's not like anybody on this call is going to financially benefit because I'm successful. Yet we are more than willing to help each other. Like, hey, you need help on your ad? Sure, I'll take a look at it. Oh, you want to do our own little hot seat thing? Okay, they'll do it. And you can't put a price tag on that. And part of being a leader is not just providing that for others, but willing to put yourself in that uncomfortable position to get that tough love, to be able to push yourself to the next level. And, I've heard people use the expression ignorance on fire. That is not a good thing. You don't want to be that. Acknowledge, hey, I messed up. Help me learn how to refine my skills and do it better. And
good point. It's probably better.
That's what we do.
But only a small step up, right?
You're right.
Well, guys, we're getting enormous value. Thank you, Jessica. Also, that was golden. So both of you guys, thank you a lot. I would just let's finish up here. I want to ask you this one, and you told us about your story of struggle, and let's think back. So give advice to yourself back when you started. If you were starting today, in knowing what you know now about marketing and leadership, give advice to yourself. And, try to think what would be the best way for you to get started knowing what you know today.
It's a good one.
That's a tougher one.
It is a tougher one.
Yeah. Right off the top of my head, it would be like lower your expectations.
Yes.
That sounds like Saturday Night Live.
But
how would you lower those expectations? What might that look like? That's a question
because this happens all too often in this industry, network marketing, direct sales, whatever it is. It's very easy for people to lead you in with the expectation of you're going to make money fast. And I had the expectation I was going to make money fast. And I fell into the trap of the income calculators and, okay, I do this and I'm going to be making this by this. And that didn't happen. And then I got...
And you get 6 figures, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I was, where the heck is my 6 figures? Like, it's just not showing up the way it's supposed to.
It's that business mindset of A plus B should equal C. And that's not how this works.
Yeah. So, I would say, I would tell myself, you have to slow down and learn these skills, because even through the process of learning these skills, I tried to leapfrog steps. I was like, no, I want the leads now. But I didn't understand. I didn't, like I was saying earlier, I can get 100 leads a day. If I would have got them a year ago, I would have squandered them. Right?
Yeah.
So it's following that roadmap, following the journey, and building those foundational skills, and resigning yourself to the fact that it's going to take time. What six-figure business or career in the world is there that doesn't take time to build?
Right.
Right.
But that expectation is set so different for people in network marketing, because they're like, most people that will lead into this, when they're talking to a friend or family or whoever it is, they'll be like, well, this guy did it in 7 weeks. It's totally doable, And sure, there's those cases. People have done it in 7 weeks, 1 in 100,000.
I don't know the level of influence they had coming in with it, though, that maybe they had been to 30 companies before, built multiple teams, and
So there, all these little things. So it would be lower the expectations, and settle in for developing skills and building a real business.
Yeah, that's really good. How about you, Jessica?
There's probably a whole novel I could write on. All right, Jessica, you shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But you learn from it, and then you share that knowledge from, to your teams of, I like to call them pearls of wisdom. Here's my little pearls of wisdom I'm going to give you. And, I would definitely have told myself, okay, figure out those who are successful and pick their brain like your life depended on it, on how they did it. And right from the get-go, versus starting to ask those questions of those who are successful after you've already been turning your wheels. Because when you realize, oh, you did that? Well, why didn't you tell me that in the first place? Yeah, get real with yourself and ask those questions, and if you don't think you've asked all the questions, ask yourself, okay, well then what am I not asking? And then ask it, because it is going to be uncomfortable, but then you can make informed decisions moving forward, and realize, and this is a soundbite from one of my mentors, and I love her because she's Southern, and she just tells you how it is without sugarcoating it. She said, other people's opinions don't pay your bills.
Nice.
So realize that, hey, do what's right for you and make informed decisions moving forward. And you know what? They're entitled to their own opinions. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, golden. Love that. I love that. All right, guys. Those are the questions that I had, and wow, that's a lot of really serious material. So we trust that you've had a useful time today with this training on how ordinary people are becoming lead generation magnets. And I think the skills and the advice, really got some golden advice here from Jessica and Mike and Carla. And as we said in the beginning, we'd like to leave you with something important to consider. And if you're not attracting the leads and enrolling and or selling in large numbers like you imagined, and if you're not able to build the business you've had, you're now able to have a way to do just that. We've talked about a simple system that allows you to do it. And what we want you to realize is that becoming a successful online business person, a business builder, a professional, like we've been talking about, that's an extension of becoming a digital attraction marketer. We've been using that term, but that's really what we're talking about now, online as an attraction marketer. And it really is that simple. It's a set of skills. We talked about marketing, we talked about leadership, and those are the big cornerstones. There's some other things on there. And it's not difficult, but it's not, just something that you snap your fingers and do. It's something you need to learn, but it is simple, and we can plug you into that. And that's what all of us are witnessing to today. So because I've got guests here, I would typically give you my resource right now, and I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to ask is that if you're watching this through Jessica, you get back to her. If you're watching this through Mike and Carla, you get back to them. I've got this live, so I've already given a link to my friends on Facebook, and I'll probably download this and put it on YouTube and probably upload it in a few places. So, on Facebook it's above, on YouTube it's below. There's a resource, but Jessica will have a free resource that will empower you to get started as a digital attraction marketer. Mike and Carla, I know as well, have a resource. So guys, maybe just while we finish here, kind of point or give some instructions to people who want to follow you without, websites and URLs, but just give some instructions on, point which way, where do they go for that resource for you?
Yeah, for us, you can just visit us on our fan page. It's Mike and Carla. We're the only Mike and Carla business page on Facebook as far as I know. So you can find us there.
They have some amazing lives. I follow them on some of their lives as well, so they have fun. Actually, do your cute little, hi, I'm
Mike.
I'm Carla.
We're with mikeandcarla.ca.
I love it. That's
How did I
awesome.
know that? How did I know that? Yeah.
Because we do it every morning at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Great. Jessica, how about you?
All right. So Facebook, look for Attract Your Tribe, and you'll find me there.
Yeah, she's got a great blog page too, Attract Your Tribe. And, our blog is Global Ad Success. So global, you can see behind me, we're always global. So globaladsuccess.com. So very, very simple. So, but guys, so Mike and Carla are going to upload this to wherever they're going to upload it. They'll have a recording. I've already got it live for me, but Jessica's going to do the same thing. So get back to her, get back to them, and plug in. These are rock stars, they can really explode your business. And, Grace and I are happy to serve you as well if we invited you here. So really just want to get you, go back to whoever's invited you here. And 3 amazing guests. And I'm so grateful for the pearls of wisdom that we've all been able to communicate and share today. So absolute pleasure. Thank you guys. Congratulations on your success.
Thank you for having us, James.
It's a joy. It's just a joy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is one of the great things about our community. We just love to hear from each other, and we're all from different companies, different backgrounds, everything, but we love and serve each other and celebrate our success. So celebrating with you, this has been awesome to hear. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us today. We'll get the recording out to everybody. All the 3 respective communities can take advantage of the pearls of wisdom that have been conveyed here. But the important thing, guys, is to take action, right? So take action. If Mike and Carla give you something, that's serious. Take it seriously. Jessica's going to give you something. Take that serious. Go to their blogs and their Facebook pages and so forth, and get plugged in. You'll be richly rewarded for having done so. So with that being said, we'll stop the recording here on the note that please take action and do that amazing thing. Become that phenomenal lead generation magnet that these guys are, and that they've shared with you a simple formula, a simple system, and they can walk you through that. So can we. So again, guys, thank you for a great opportunity, great evening or afternoon, whatever it is. And we'll see you again on another opportunity. All right.
Bye,
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
great evening.
Bye.
Good evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I've got it. The recording stopped. And guys, I've got it on Zoom, so I'll get the recording over to you, and you can pop it up on your pages or whatever you want to do with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was fun.
Thank you for arranging this. This was lovely.
Yeah, this is fun. I think I'll. Who was it? Your friend from Ohio? Oh,
Maddie Miller.
Maddie. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have Maddie out next week. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's got a great story to share.
She's a ball of energy. She reached out and with us as well. So we're gonna keep doing these.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
This is a kind of a webinar type format, but if you guys want to do more one-on-one lives, Jessica, I know you and I talked about doing that. Guys, we could do that as well if you want.
Yeah, we like to interview people on our page. So yeah. That's definitely Jessica. If you're
I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I've gotten, I think I've got most of June booked of interviews,
awesome.
which is Awesome.
But
Yeah, I
awesome.
was like, okay, so I'm doing this, and it's just a fun time to
Yep.
to do it. You know, the beauty of StreamYard. Let me
Yeah.
tell you.
Right.
Yeah, yes, StreamYard.
I've got to get. I'm still zooming. I've got to get into plugged into StreamYard. Does StreamYard allow you to do it on Tab 2 and on Facebook? Is that how
Yeah,
you're doing the dual lives?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
gotta get plugged
That's
in.
how I've done all my interviews so far on my pages through StreamYard,
Okay, yeah.
and it's free.
It's free. Yeah. If you want to do 2 streams at once, so like say stream to 2 pages, then you have to buy the
Right.
upgrade, but just to 1 page, and you can just share it. Really, you just
Right.
anyway. We just have the freebie.
Yeah, that's what we did. I've just done like an interview on my page, and then we'll switch whose studio we're in, and then do it on their page, and then we'll share each other's interviews on top of that. So it's a twofer essentially,
Hmm,
Yeah.
which has been really cool.
nice. I got to catch up on the technology with that side. of it. But
We got your back. We'll help you.
yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw
Just,
you
you
guys.
just did
do
it.
a
There's
lot.
the only little trick when you go to hit and you have to hit it in a certain order, or you just keep
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah, you have to
Oh,
hit
yeah.
end broadcast. If you hit leave studio
Yeah.
before you hit end broadcast, you leave the studio and you can't end your broadcast.
And then you
Or you log, if you hit the X button,
Mhm.
it's still broadcasting.
yes, yeah, we
Oh,
did
it's
that
nice.
too.
Yeah.
It was a